All right. So, Denise, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Charles. Thank you so much for asking me to come.
Yeah. I'm very curious because like I have a curious mind. I believe that that's where it starts. Especially like when people are succeeding in this business. I always want to know their story. And a while back, when people were becoming platinums or really heavy IATAN card holders, I would like call them personally myself just to inquire because I love to hear the story of how people succeed. And so that would be personal phone calls. But now I think as I speak to people and find their story, I think it's more beneficial if everyone got to hear that conversation. So yeah.
Well, my story is a little bit unique. This is actually my second profession.
Okay.
I retired in 2022 from education. So my background was assistant principal, principal, director of elementary education, working with the little people for
So you're
37
used to calling
years.
shots.
I am.
Okay.
So for 37 years, I did that. Retired in 2022 and just kind of relaxed, took it easy. But after a few months, wanted to do something else. Travel has always been a passion of mine. I am the person in the family or in the friend group that always plans trips,
Hmm.
organizes all of those things. Probably because of my background in education. So this kind of was just, I guess, a natural fit for me. I saw, I believe in something on the internet and attended a Zoom session, and here we are a few years later.
So you retired first.
Correct.
Okay, you retire. How most people when they say, "All right, I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna XYZ." So they have all of this kind of plan in mind. How long did it take from you officially retiring before you decided, "Hey, you know what? I need something else to do. I can't just
Yeah.
be sitting in this house all day watering plants."
Correct. My husband, our children are adults. My husband still works. So after about 8 to 9 months, it was like, okay, let me see if there's something else to do.
What did
And
you do for those 8 to 9 months? Just relax,
um
kick your feet up.
relaxed, yeah, relaxed, did some traveling.
Okay.
Ladies love to shop. But just visiting friends and family,
Hmm.
just relaxing, just
Yeah,
taking a complete break. Yeah.
catching up with everybody and just letting the unwind take place
Yes.
until you realize, okay, I need something to do.
Yes. After a while, it was okay. The house is clean enough. I visited everyone. Let's let's do something else.
Right.
Uh, just the routine day to day. Too many times I'm repeating the same thing.
Hmm.
So decided to at least see what this was about.
So you started scouring the internet and you found somebody who posted or something about being able to make income from home. And you're like,
Ashley.
okay,
Mhm.
all right, cool. What is this all about? You join the Zoom.
Yes.
Yeah.
I joined the Zoom and was very intrigued at what I heard. Um, like I said, I love traveling, and many people had approached me even before I listened to the first Zoom call saying, "Hey, you're pretty good at this. Why don't you do this for me?" Because as you all know, a lot of people want to travel, but they many just don't have the time or don't desire to plan all of the details. So they were asking me even before I started this to plan for them. So that made me think, okay, I may try this. I also wanted to see if there were some benefits and perks to being a travel agent, and so it piqued my interest.
Yeah. So you join. How
I
long?
joined.
So how long did it take you from the moment that you joined to booking your first travel?
So what I did was, and I can't remember who actually conducted the training, but I um I attended a lot of Zoom meetings initially just to educate myself, for me to get comfortable and just to learn as much as I could about Archer travel. But there was one particular one about recruiting and getting clients, and it talked about at least one time, reach out to everybody that's in your contacts. Send them an email, let them know what you're doing, not to bombard them, but say, if you are interested in me planning travel for you, please let me know. So I got a couple of bookings from that, but I also like to keep up with what's going on in my area. I live in Columbia, South Carolina. And anybody that knows South Carolina knows that right now the women's basketball team is the thing at the University of South Carolina. And so they announced that they were going to play in Paris.
Huh.
And it was $1,000 fee, and there was no travel involved. It was just basically meeting the team, a photo, and a boat ride. And so my wheels got to turning, and I said, I can plan a trip for persons. I wonder who will attend.
Hmm.
And 115 travelers later, I took them to Paris,
So you booked all of.
every last one.
So you went from, hey, I can do this. How did you promote it to lock in that booking?
So initially, I have a Facebook page created for my business, and I did a flyer there. I reached out to everyone that I knew was a great supporter, family, friends, and told them that this is something that I was interested in. And there were two perks. Of course, they love the Gamecocks, but secondly, it's Paris. Who would not want to go to Paris, France?
That's right.
So I booked most of the travel through um, Vacation Express. I think Apple Vacations, and then we did a lot of the excursions through Viators because people wanted to do the Eiffel Tower and all the cruises and all of those types of things. And that is really what sparked all of the people now contacting me about travel, because 115 went, and they had another 115, friends, because they had such a great experience.
Right, right. So that was a huge, you
Hmm.
locking down that 100 plus people booking
Hmm.
essentially, for the most part, created a nice black book for you. Because
It
what
did.
ended up happening is everyone had such a wonderful time. Now they're talking about Denise. Like, okay, I feel like I have a travel agent because I had such a good time. So now they're all referring their people and themselves for future travel to you.
Correct. And it's people that I've never met before in various states. So that turned into church groups reaching out. That
Mm,
turned into little league volleyball. My niece plays volleyball, and so they travel all over the United States.
that
That turned.
really got the ball rolling for you.
It
Okay.
did. It
Uh-huh.
did. And so right now, Lady Gamecocks, God bless them, they're helping me. They just announced that they're going to Los Angeles, California. Y'all, I put the flyer out yesterday. I probably have 80 travelers already wanting to go.
Wow.
Hmm. So my point is, kind of know what's occurring in your area, because people are wanting to travel and to see various things. There's a festival in New Orleans, Essence Music Festival, every year. A lot of people like going to that. Do a package for that.
Mm.
So yeah.
How do you how now like now that you've garnered a lot of business, How do
Mhm.
you market yourself now? Like, what do you do to
Um,
get more clients and just because I love that part and I can't stress it enough because we have what you call secret agents. A lot of people are secret agents because they're so afraid to get out there and let themselves be known and let themselves exist. And you hit a very pivotal point here where you said, well, I learned to get, let everybody know in my contacts list what I do, just to let everybody know you exist. I'm a travel agent. And you even said it with your words. You'd be surprised how many people just don't want to do the work and they
yes.
want that headache taken away from them. Like, can somebody just organize this for me? Right? And here you are facilitating that. And for you to be able to successfully now was that wasn't your first booking, was it?
I got my certification in March and that trip was in November. So I announced it in June.
You announced what? The
The
Paris?
the the Paris trip.
Okay.
So just a few months after becoming certified, I just took the big step and said, we're gonna do it.
Yeah, and you let everybody know. So what is it like a Paris mock booking that you put
It
up
was,
there?
yeah, it was a Paris mock booking
Oh,
saying, yeah, go and support the Lady Gamecocks. They will be playing. And it just took off. I mean,
I
it's a
see.
great follow, it's a great following that they have.
Got it.
Um, you were asking what I do. So wherever I am, I have a business card with me at all times. And so if I hear, for instance, I was at church and a couple was talking about getting married. And so my question was, is anyone planning your bachelorette and bachelor party or your
Mm,
honeymoon? And they said, no, but do you know someone? I gave them my card and I'm planning it. Or I'm at an event and people are talking about traveling. I pass that card out. Do mock postings all of the time. Word of mouth is probably my greatest source of recruitment
yeah.
because folks are talking. And I mean, I work hard to make sure, as we all do, that they have an excellent experience. And so they then in turn tell others.
Yeah. Well, and like you have this super trustworthy look about you too. Like
Thank
I would
you.
trust you if I met you, Denise. Like the way you talk, the kind of like the way you articulate yourself. I love that. And that word of mouth is such a huge element where I feel in a way, because I know you're probably in the more old school fashion because I'm 47, and so here we have a generation of millennials, Gen Zers that I feel that don't have enough human contact
Mhm.
in a way because a lot of ways most people are just glued to their devices and not really being in touch with the people that are directly in front of them. And I think you said a huge part about that because you're in these public places like church and you got your antennas up, so if you hear anything of people talking about, oh, we're going to get married, you take the initiative and ask that question. Do you have anyone that's going to handle your bachelorette party, or do you have anyone? And if they don't, I love that you have a business card ready to go. So that way they have you.
Yeah, I
That's
also
huge.
you mentioned the millennials. You're a baby compared to me. I'm 63. But my kids are 28 and 34. And so they also refer their friends who just want to travel. They don't want to do anything um at businesses that, you go into a restaurant and you hear that the manager wants to plan something for their employees for an incentive trip. Here's my card. So whatever I can do to get that business and to earn their respect and trust, I do. And then they become repeat customers.
Right. Now, I don't want to take away from the fact that you got your biggest booking through an online platform because you put a mock booking out there
Yes.
and a lot of people got attracted to that. So if I'm
Hmm.
hearing you correct, it wasn't a 100 plus person group. It was more so when you put out that mock booking, 100 plus people from different areas of life that saw that mock booking to inquire to you about it, which you ultimately booked them.
Correct. And yeah, and I still put those out at all times. And I even will um ask, different groups, what kind of travel are you interested in? What would you like? And create a mock booking related to that because I know that is something that is of interest to people. And have been real successful with that as well. Did a mock booking, I think it was last year. Um, Dallas. I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm not. But Dallas Cowboy and the Philadelphia Eagles were playing in Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
and so a lot of the guys were wanting to go, and so I did a mock booking for that and took, I think, 50 something people to that game. Had a tour of the stadium, all of bells and whistles. And a lot of the guys then have reached out to me to plan trips with their spouses or girlfriends or whatever,
Mm.
as a result of that. So it's kind of just, again, listening to people and hearing what they say and planning that mock booking related to that. Or even if I see something that comes through my email that I think may be of interest, I'll do a mock booking on that also.
There you go. So, would you say like mock bookings is one of your go-to ways of marketing and getting clients?
It is,
Yeah.
definitely is. 'Cause everybody, like you said, everyone is on their devices at all
Right.
times. Hmm.
Yeah. So, real quick question for everyone who's on this channel right now: how many of you guys do mock bookings? Has anybody, like, I know there's a number of people that are brand new and that just joined the company, but I can't stress enough how powerful mock bookings actually are. I believe when I first heard about it, it was through Jody Wariski, and she is, the company's $2 million travel booker. And one of the sources that she's always led with was through mock bookings. And now it's become like a standardized way where you want to use that in a way. Now, can you expand on mock bookings on what is it? Because there's a number of brand new agents here.
Hmm.
What is it, and how do I think we have a good idea on how you do it, but let's expand on that first. Like,
Hmm.
what
Hmm.
is a mock booking?
Um, I basically do a flyer with general information, just describing the kind of the logistics of the trip. There actually was several trainings I know that were held to kind of walk persons through, but it's kind of a teaser to let people know what is available and if they would like to book to contact you so that you could provide more details. Is just enough to get them interested and kind of whetting their appetite.
Yeah.
But I use a little flyer. My go-to is Poster My Wall is the app that I use. Some people use Canvas, others use different ones, but as long as it's attractive, I will post it on my Facebook page and um, it generates, the interest itself.
Could you show a mock booking that you've done in the past or a current one that you have going on? Your co-host, so you can share the screen.
Oh my, okay. Let me see if I can find one. I've got one for Paris is my go-to. Let me see if I can find my own website. The other thing that I do while I'm looking is once people travel,
Mhm.
then I will actually if they give me permission, post them. at their particular destination so that they can so that people can see where they have been and folks having a great time, and that also generates a lot of interest.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can share this one with you. Um,
Wow, that's a lot of contacts that and just the idea that you're
can you all see
making
this?
contact with them.
This is my flyer about the next USC game. So if they're interested in going, then they can contact me for the travel information. And I post that and boom, they
Mm,
they that's the 80 that I just posted on yesterday.
okay. I love it, and with that being said, it's almost like you have endless possibilities here because how
Mm-hmm.
many games are actually taking place?
Mm-hmm.
Football games, basketball games. Oh my gosh, you're legitimately doing sports travel all in itself. Just when you talk about the Dallas Cowboys versus the Eagles, wow, how incredible is that? That you were able to lock in 50 plus people just on that game alone.
Yeah.
Guys, are you getting ideas here? Like that's incredible. Go ahead.
Or I've also I may cater something around, say spring break for kids with
Mm,
Disney, or
yeah,
um I've got a package for Valentine's 2026 in Paris. Who would not want to go to Paris for Valentine's? Holidays, a lot of people are going to uh, take trips when cruises when kids are out of school. So whatever may be of interest to different folks, I try my best to capture that.
sure, sure. Wow.
The other group that has been, and then maybe it's because of my education background, folks that are retired, like my retirees, they are looking for somewhere to go. I've got a group of, gosh, I think it's 30 of them that are going to Italy in the summer, and that's a group that travels often.
Now,
So
now let
have
me
to
ask you, what is the frequency in which you post? Like, how often do you put mock bookings
be.
out there?
I used to do it every day, sometimes twice a day, but I'll be honest, because folks are constantly calling, emailing, texting, probably at least 3 times a week now.
That's a good problem to have,
Hmm.
right? Because you get, and it's funny because our previous guests said the same thing. It's just you get to a point where you get so many inquiries, you actually start tapering back on how posts you actually do, just so you can catch up.
Right.
Because how many of you guys would like to have that problem where you just have so many inquiries you can't even keep up, right? To where you're like, oh god, let me just. So take it from Denise. If she started with twice a day mock bookings, then duplicate exactly the same thing until, right? And I'm going to say the word until you're forced to taper back on the amount of posts that you do, because it's like it is going to get to a point where it becomes too much, right? And you got to be able to, and I want to say quality over quantity. In the beginning, it's about the quantity, where we want to put our advertisements out there to let people know that you exist. And then now we want to give your clients quality attention, quality service. And so in order for you to maintain that, it becomes increasingly more difficult if you just get buried in it and you can no longer give that quality service because you're
Mhm,
focused on quantity. So
mhm,
I want you to pay attention to that, where initially when you guys are getting started, quantity is the way to go. until you can't handle it anymore to maintain your quality. Does that make sense, everybody? So, I want to say that is extremely crucial. And take it from Denise, take it from the previous people that I bring on here, you know, of all the $1 million travel bookers, there's a common denominator here. They start aggressively to the point that they're no longer having to be aggressive because there's too much business. And now we're leading right into spring, or we're in spring right now, right? We're going into spring break. And now summer lies ahead. And these are the times that you can absolutely take advantage of that, right? So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump in on you.
No, you're fine. As you were talking, I did want to say, um, once you get really busy, and I'll complete transparency, those 115 bookings, that almost oh, that was a lot because I was so new, and I think somebody put in the chat, oh, something like that would scare me. It took a lot of time, but it was so worth it because you're trying to build your business, and so you have to think about that. This is something that I want to do, whether you're doing it part-time or full-time, and give 100%. But you do have to put, the time in order to reap the benefits. So just be prepared for it.
How
Go
how
out there
did
and go.
how did you get through that crazy booking? Like, did you, and being so new, you want to make sure everything goes right.
Yes.
So how did you ensure, I mean, like, to maintain that quality service? Because you being so green as you were at the time, maybe your background dictates the attention to detail to ensure that everything went right. But I would imagine, like, few errors might have gone through because you're so new. Like, I know in the travel industry, like, just misspelling a name or getting the date of birth slightly wrong can be, you know, can ruin a travel arrangement. So, like, how did you ensure you get everything right the first time around?
So, a lot of time was spent probably, and initially, I'll be honest, there was I'm the type of person, yes, I am very, very detail oriented. I'm going to dot every I, cross every T.
Mm.
But the way that I am, if there's something huge, then even if I go to sleep, I'm dreaming about it. And
Make
so
sure everything goes
I would
right.
just
Yep.
I would just get up and, put some extra time in to make sure that it was handled. Um, I looked at it, Charles, as if this is a way for me to either make my business or to cause a big blunder that's going to cause people not to trust me when it comes to traveling. So I just had to put that time in order to make sure that I delivered a great product and that people were happy. And I'm pleased to say that they definitely were. But I just had to psych myself up to this is going to require a lot of time, but this is what you were hoping that would happen, and it did.
So you're telling me because of your attention to detail, you got through those 100+ clients without any blunders.
No major blunders. I
Oh,
think I just had one, and it had nothing to do with me. He was just one
so
of those people.
yeah.
And we always have one of those. There was nothing anyone could have done to make him have a great time. But everybody else, the other 114 had a ball. Had a ball.
Tell me about your protocol. How do you ensure, right? Like, because clearly a lot of brand new agents
Mhm.
want to ensure that they get that right.
Yeah.
Like, I recommend, if you're a brand new agent and you haven't really booked travel before, contact one of your I-10 card holders within
Mhm.
your upline or even your platinum. Your platinum will be able to if they're not an IATN card holder themselves, they will find the right person to ensure that you get the booking through, because we have a very heavy mentorship program to get people through the travel booking, right?
Mhm.
Um, but in your case, like, what's your like meticulousness that you do to ensure, like, all right, every T's have been crossed, every I's have been dotted.
Yeah, initially, shout out to Ashley. Ashley probably got calls and texts from me constantly
Okay, there
to
you
guide
go.
me
That's what
through.
I was looking for. Yeah, yeah.
Because I was new and I did not want to make a mistake.
Hmm.
And she patiently walked me through, did refer me to a couple of other agents that had even gone through something like this. And that was phenomenal. Another thing that I did just to make sure my clients were at ease, and this is something I typically do with all of my groups, is we have a series of Zoom meetings. Once to number one, do like an orientation to make sure that this is the trip for you. Secondly, to talk about the expectations and what all is involved. Um, and then to give them an opportunity to answer any questions that they may have. I've got a group going to Italy. I've got a call with them tonight at 7:30. And it's to make sure that we are all on the same page. The other thing is to, constantly stay in touch with Archer to make sure that, yep, this credit authorization form is needed, this is needed, this is needed. Especially because that was my first big one. Of course, now I kind of know the process. But you just have to uh, and that was why trainings were so beneficial. You'll know what to do for commissions. You'll know what commission tracking form is. You'll know how you're going to get paid. All of those questions will be answered. But definitely staying in touch with um, your sponsor or your mentor. That helped a great deal.
Yeah.
Taking a big group to Bali in July, and Coach Val has gone there before. So she's
Hmm.
assisted me with, some places to take some of the groups. So staying in touch with people that have done it and have done it well before.
I
That's good.
love that. I love that you have a pulse
Hmm.
on who's doing what, who's good at doing what, and like you kind of know the who's who, and for you to be able to reach out and get some of that intel, so that way you lock in for your clients for them to have the best time possible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. And then the other thing is, and I know Ashley also does some of the trainings in terms of these are the perks for us, because I think that's important as well. We work really, really hard for others. And so I try to take advantage of, some of those perks just for me as a travel agent, to make sure that I kind of refuel so that I can come back and give 100% for others.
What are some of the things that you've done to take advantage
I
of the
love,
perks?
yeah, I love Sandals property. So you can use your ITAN card to get some discounts there.
Mm.
Getting ready to look at booking a cruise for my family for the holidays. We've also done some a couple of the um trips where they may have upgraded rooms or whatever. Marriott properties is phenomenal.
Mm.
Doing the Hyatt properties training will give you some perks. So whatever I can, wherever I can, I will travel.
Oh, that's good for you, because
Mhm.
there's nothing more powerful than being a product of the product, and for you to
Mhm.
take advantage of that. Retirement life is good.
It is. It is. It is very good. It is so good until my husband, who said that he was going to work for 5 more years, is thinking, maybe I need to just come home and we can just travel all of the time
What?
together.
Wait,
But
what does he do?
we we met at University of South Carolina. He's a mechanical engineer. He
Okay,
owns a construction management company.
I see.
So he works lots of hours. And
Yeah.
so Yeah.
Well, I would imagine if you're the owner, you're responsible for so many things. He's not gonna just. He probably doesn't feel comfortable letting go of that because it's his company, right? So
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I think in 5 years though, yeah, he probably will. They're
is
training
it,
people
it,
now for his
does
succession.
he have anybody he can leave behind his business to, like
Yeah.
maybe his kids, or I don't know if you have kids or.
We do.
Okay.
Yeah. My son's an architect, so I think that he's following in daddy's footsteps. But yeah, there's 60 people at the company that he's with. So he's grooming some people right now. Yeah.
Cool. That's nice. Yeah. So anyway, retired life is good. Let's we don't have too much time left. So let me see if I can get to some questions here. I'll see if I can find let me see. Actually, can you guys do me a favor? For those of you guys that do have questions, please go ahead and put it in the chat line. So while you have Denise here, now's a good opportunity to, get to know some of the things. Here's one, Susan Frederick. When doing mock bookings, do you use one hotel, one airline, that kind of stuff? Is it all the same for each person interested in that mock booking?
I my go-to is Vax. I love Vax. If it is, a group that is wanting to go together, of course I ensure that they are at the same place. Typically it's the same hotel, because it's a hotel that I trust, that I've had some contact with or have visited myself. It may not be the same airline because of course people are coming from different areas, but the hotel typically is the same.
I think that's also good if you're like organizing a shuttle for them
Mhm.
to get to a destination, right? So when they get to the hotel, you want to make it easy for everyone to usher same time, to get to that shuttle bus for them to be delivered to an excursion or whatever the case may be. And it also is good to book everyone in the same hotel when possible, because now birds of a feather flock together. They're all there. They will congregate and meet each other all for the same purpose too. So I think that's great that you put that in the same hotel. Um, Jessica King, any tips on closing once you've sent a quote? I have sent a bunch of quotes, but haven't booked anything yet. How would you handle that? I mean, this is a person clearly is getting some inquiries,
Mhm.
right? But after she sends out the quotes, she's getting ghosted. Where is an area that Jessica King can probably improve that you know?
So what I typically will do is after probably at least 3 to 5 days, I will try to do a follow-up call if they don't answer, at least a text or an email, um, asking if they have any questions.
Wait, before you get started with that, let's
Yep.
start with possibly the beginning, because if somebody says I'm interested and you just automatically send a quote and you're just giving them the
Oh,
price, I'm not quite sure that really is going to turn to a conversion, because you're
oh, I
not
thought
getting.
that they had already received the quote. Oh, this is very beginning stages.
So, well, when Jessica is asking that question, I'm thinking about, well, how is she sending the quotes, right? Because
Mhm.
she's saying she's sending quotes. So, like, what do you do for client acquisition? So let's
Mhm.
say somebody sees that mock booking
Yes.
and says, "I'm interested." What do you do?
I first talk with them
So
because
you get on the phone or
I
you
do.
chat?
I usually get on the phone.
Perfect.
Um, because one of the things that I also have to find out is their budget. There's no need for me to send a budget for $2,000 when their budget is 500.
Yeah.
I would try to find a package that was 500 to meet their needs. Or sometimes people, they just have a lot of
What if it's
questions.
just unrealistic? Like, nah, that ain't gonna work. If they say, I mean, I don't know in today's economy where you can actually travel, get an airline ticket, and get to a hotel for 500. That's like near impossible these
Mhm,
days.
mhm. And I have had some of those. There was a lady that called me and inquired about a trip for, I think it was 7 or 8 days for $1,000, and she had to fly. I mean, that happens. It really does. And my response was, I will help you in any way, but I'm not a miracle worker. Let's talk
Mm.
about something that may be
You never
affordable.
say, "Are you joking? Are you kidding me?" You say, "I'll do
Mm-mm.
what I can."
I will do what I can, knowing that I can't
You're
do
like,
that.
you must be out your mind. How are
Mm,
you gonna ask? But I do come across a lot of people with unrealistic expectations.
mhm.
Just like 7, 8 day travel for $1,000. That just, I mean, you might as well chalk it up to people just, shooting their shot, see if that's even a possibility. So, I think it requires people like us that are travel agents to bring them to earth. Like, okay, let's give you a realistic budget with what you're looking to do. Because honestly, I wouldn't want to even get a bad review if I book you into a hotel and like if you're saying your budget is $500 and you want to say 5, 6, 7 nights, I think I might have to put you in a hostel. You might be sleeping with cockroaches. Is that what you want? I mean, because that's the budget that you're saying that you're going for. So, I want to be realistic with you. That's actually something that Nicole used to say. Like, I can get you $300 for the week, but I'm not gonna guarantee you're gonna have hot running water. Just saying, you know. So just kind of bring people to earth that way. But
Yeah.
okay,
The
you
other
get on
thing
the
is I
phone with
think,
them.
yeah, I get on the phone, but also they the reason I like Vax is because they can, do a payment plan. And so a lot of people think that they have to pay the full amount right away.
Mm,
So I think that's why they're saying the $1,000. It may be $4,000, but they can pay a deposit, and as long as they, pay along the way, then the trip, is if they plan in advance, can be in installments, and that
hmm.
makes it a lot more affordable to some that need that.
Right, right. But I love your line. I'll help you where I can. So
Correct.
that's what you go with. And
Hmm.
this is now you are you ping ponging here at this point? Like going back and forth to isolate exactly what they're looking for as far as the mock booking goes. And this is like a pricing structure. They might say, okay, that's a little bit uncomfortable for me. Then you try to adjust from there, or like, hey, this is the package deal. This is what
Hmm.
you're going for. This is the hotel you want to be at. Everybody's going to be there, right? And
Right.
and then how do you go for the close? Because now at this point, if I'm understanding, like
Hmm.
you're communicating with them, you're talking to them. So now you're building rapport versus text messages going back and forth.
Correct. And we're also talking about, I mean, I also have to say, I appreciate, serious inquiries. So we want you to be serious about the fact that you want to travel.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I have not done it, but I know that some agents have even, charged a particular fee just for a quote, because people will just call and call and call and call, but yet they won't follow through, and you've spent time, valuable time, trying to make sure that you have the best price for them. So I just have to let them know, if you are serious, we can proceed. If you need to wait for another time, then I certainly can respect that.
Is that how you deal with tire kickers? Because that's what we call them.
Hmm.
They just
I
sit
do.
there and waste your time. And
Yeah.
especially for those of you brand new agents, be cognizant of their existence. A lot of people are just trying to extract as much information from you to try to do it, get your service for free, and then they try and book it themselves, right? So how do you deal with people like that are trying to extract information? I would imagine like you default right back into um are you serious about this?
Yeah, there's one lady, she always asks questions on my Facebook page. And so at this point, she may say something like, "Oh, can you plan this trip at another time?" Yes, I will be more than happy to if you're serious about us booking. Or if you're, so you just have to at a particular time know, who those, you eventually kind of know who those are, especially if they're
You get to
repeat.
identify them pretty quick.
Hmm.
Susan Frederick asks, I'm a checklist type of person. Do you utilize any sort of checklist to keep your ducks in a row? Or like do you kind of have it on lockdown now, like you already know the procedure, but obviously like you want to make sure, like you said, dot every I, cross every T.
Yeah, again, I think everything that I wouldn't say I have necessarily a written checklist, but everything that, again, shout out to Ashley. Ashley said at the initial stages, I kind of kept a list of that, and now it's a mental list of that so that I can ensure that they're taken care of.
Mm, okay. Do you book the sports tickets too?
Through golden tickets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you use that platform, Golden Tickets, like you were able to sell those tickets of the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys through Golden Tickets.
I was able to get those and then get the 10% commission from the tickets.
There you go. That answers your question, Susan. Uh, okay. Do you do Facebook ads?
Yes. Yeah, I think I put my Facebook page in the chat.
No, do you actually pay for Facebook?
Oh, do I pay for? No, 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 no,
Okay.
no. Mm-mm.
Got it. Got it. Cool. The floor is yours. We got about 3 minutes. What advice do you have? Like your final words? What do you want to say to all the brand new agents here? And what's the best advice that you can give them?
If you are brand new, I would just say number one, make sure that you have knowledge. And that definitely occurs with all of the training that Archer provides. Secondly, do not get discouraged because there is a lot of money to be made with travel, and we just have to find out the best method, the dedication in terms of ensuring that you do all that you can with the postings or whatever your recruitment method is. And then lastly, make sure that you have excellence in everything that you do so that others will tell people about your particular services. I wish everyone the best as we go forward in this travel journey.
That's awesome. Well, there you have it, guys. Uh, Denise Collier, how incredible is it for her to come share her knowledge with all of you and giving you new, fresh ideas on what she does to get to where she is today. I'm assuming, and I think it's a safe assumption, that everybody here in this channel wouldn't mind being $1 million travel booker with more business that you can deal with. That is one of the best problems to have. And I strongly encourage to copy the person who is succeeding in this business. Let me go ahead and mute this person. Um, and copying, like there's nothing wrong with being a copycat as long as you're following the right cat. And I've said this over and over. You'll hear the founder say this. You'll hear all the platinum say it. we love to give value onto you guys so that way you guys can learn how people in this business are succeeding so that way you too can do exactly the same things. And I love fresh and new perspectives, especially with these times that are ever changing. But it comes to show you, like, here we are, generationally different with people who are Gen Z, Gen Alpha now, and that are utilizing, artificial intelligence and things like that. I'm not saying don't use it, but Denise Collier is proof to show you that your willingness to get out there, these methods work all the way around. Like, you don't need, in a lot of ways, this comes clear proof that she's not using AI. She doesn't have to. She's just using legitimate, hard, good work ethic, from what she knows, getting on the phone with them, building a rapport, building a relationship with her potential clients. That's when she's able to now isolate the close. Like, I think we're going into a generation that's getting lazier and lazier. And in success, I don't care like what video you watch, and when you see anyone who's ever succeeded in life, business, entrepreneurship, you'll see that hard work is always good, the cornerstone, the base, the foundation of how they got to where they are today. And their unwillingness to just give in to the temptation of quitting, not accepting quit as an answer, to pursue, to continue, to persevere, following that passion that you love. And so I want to close with following Denise's advice. If you haven't already, get business cards. Keep your antennas open. Do mock bookings consistently, twice a day, even, until you get so many inquiries. And let alone, especially if you're starting, having a relationship and contact with your lineage upline, which is your platinum, which is your I-attend card holder. So when you first get started booking travel, you're going to be a little bit wet behind the ears. We expect that. And that's okay. Get with them so they can help walk you through the travel booking to ensure that you do things the right way. So that way you can get paid. And one of the best things that I've ever learned in any kind of entrepreneurship, let alone home based businesses, I can't make the money for you, but I can help you make your first dollar. As long as you make your first dollar on your own, you will take it to the next level because you've did it yourself. And so I hope this has helped you guys. I hope you guys got value out of this. Please follow Denise Collier. Uh, would you like to say what your socials are so people know who you are, so they can follow you on Instagram, Facebook, whatever socials that you're.
Sure. My Facebook page is Collier, Collier travel and the number two.
Collier Travel too?
Yes.
I'm going to do that right now. Let's see if I can find you. Okay, there you are. Oh, and then it's a group. It's a group page.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. All right. You can see a lot of the things when you join her group, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the things that she's posting. You'll see a lot of the mock bookings that she's doing. Feel free to um, copy some of those with some of the mock bookings that you want to do, right? Like the style that she's doing. So that way you can have a good idea how to put yourself out there creating, a group page for yourself, a business page for yourself, etc. So there you have it, guys. Denise Collier, it's a pleasure to meet you, and it's a pleasure to see your success and how you're enjoying your retirement and having fun doing it and
Thank
traveling
you.
too.
Thank you. Thank you, Charles. And thank you all so much. I definitely love doing things like this. So a couple of you have asked if you could reach out to me. Absolutely. I'll be more than happy to assist in any way.
That's awesome. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. Power Hour with Denise Collier. So make sure you give her a follow. I hope you guys learned something today, how you guys can be able to utilize it yourself. So I will see you guys in the next Power Hour. I'll most likely have another guest. So that way you guys can continue to get fresh new perspectives on like how people are succeeding in this business. So with that said, God bless. May you guys have a blessed week. Get ready for the summer. It's going to be an awesome one. All right. Thank you for coming, Denise. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Have a good
Thank
one,
you.
guys.
Bye.